Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Shang Chi, the master of unarmed weaponry-based kung fu, is forced to confront his past after being drawn into the Ten Rings organization. Directed by Daniel Cretton. Don't know who that is.
For a guy who is billed as the master of unarmed combat, he spends a whole bunch of time being armed.
Yep.
Just a whole bunch of time being armed. Like if you have the rings, you're definitely armed.
Sure.
You're also like wearing force body armor. I was never clear on what those rings do.
Lightning or something.
I mean,
Magnetism.
in the beginning, he used it as like an omniscient force field.
Yep.
Like he wasn't like timing it; they were just being plinked off. Like trying to think of like another thing in the MCU that just blocks bullets like that, like the shield that the witch lady uses.
Oh yeah. He's doing this thing where he's twirling the rings in front of him, and it's creating an entire force field around him, 360 degrees. So it's pretty interesting power.
Yeah, I thought that the opening of the movie, the beginning before the beginning, was probably the weakest part.
Yep.
Like they spend all this time building up the Army of the Ten Rings and what he does, and then they just cut to modern day and like his quest for power resulted in him having a castle with like 15 dudes in it.
Yeah.
Like I thought we were doing this world where he had taken over. And so like I was expecting like, a global empire.
Yeah.
Not something that isn't is it even big enough to be on Shield's radar? This is literally smaller than your average James Bond villain.
He owns a small hotel chain in China. That's his empire.
10 rings, one for every square foot of space he controls. I like a lot going in this movie, and that bothered me the whole time. Like, if his dad like was just like had some other purpose, it'd be fine. But like, they spend all this time with him wanting to. Oh, there's nothing left in the world to conquer. There's the entire world to conquer.
Yeah.
This dude could not show up in Iowa and just march down the street in a tank. There's a whole bunch of stuff to conquer.
I did want to give a shout out to the women 2 rows in front of me during this movie. I saw it last night. They were taking flash selfies and smoking 2 rows in front. So shout out to them.
Was the theater like too packed to like move seats?
It wasn't full, but we were kind of locked in. So
man, that's
it was great.
Fun.
My retinas still haven't recovered from the fucking flash that I got blasted with, but anyways.
I have the movie pass because I want to watch the movies when they're new. Partially because I want to, and partially, for the podcast. But man, if there was a way for me to watch movies at home instead, like, because the Suicide Squad was on HBO Max, so I watched that at home. And man, is it nice to be able to pause and like just go get a drink or pee and then come back?
Yeah.
And also, I still stand by the statement: a good home television is just as good as the cinema. You can control the volume. It's great.
Absolutely.
Movie theaters are so loud. I've been using a set of concert earplugs. Highly recommended.
Nice.
The bombs are just insanely loud.
Yesterday, I just wanted to put my Galaxy Buds in and tune out, but I stuck it out. All right, so I did want to mention that, like, the Marvel intro with the comic flipping and the little jingle we get, I used to get so pumped for it. Now I just couldn't give a shit less. I'm not going to be negative this whole thing, but when I was watching this yesterday, just like, wow, this really used to get me pumped every single time I heard it. But I don't give a shit. It's just like, just another thing,
Yeah, I mean, if you like, so I went to Wikipedia and the list of Marvel Cinematic Universe films, and I have to say it's not as good as it used to be. And this is the first movie in a while where they make a reason for there not to be anyone else here. They went through a magic forest.
Yeah. Like, hey, this only happens once every 5,000 years or whatever he said. You have to take the special path.
They're running out of places to hide stuff.
Yeah.
So I look forward to when Aquaman finds like a crevice in the earth and swims down there to find his own adventure.
Yeah. Antarctica, that's still available. So find somewhere for
the Ten Rings have been controlling the world, but not really at all in the least for like 4,000 years. So like he smacked Moses and then just sat around for a while. The villain really falls apart when you ignore him, but I like him like in the movie. Like he's just a dude, that picked up some jewelry, wanted to show off his bling to all the cool kids. And now his kids don't think he's cool anymore. I think I might be minimizing him, but he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
He's in a fight with a regular gang that kills his wife. Like, I thought he had an army.
Right.
He kept the castle, but not the guards.
Yeah.
So his wife in the movie, I'm just gonna skip it because they don't. There's no plot points in this one. This is not a complex story with intrigue. This is a dude fighting his dad, and then they fight the devil.
Yeah. Oh my God.
His mom gives him like a girly necklace that would totally get him bullied in school. And then he moves, and then instead of being an assassin, he he moves to America to hang out with a girl that likes Jeff Gordon.
Oh, Jeff Gordon. I thought she said Chef Gordon.
No.
Gordon Ramsay. Like,
nope.
What the fuck is
Jeff
she
Gordon.
talking about?
NASCAR driver.
Oh, Christ alive.
The most successful racer that everyone who's Southern hates because he doesn't talk funny. They do not appreciate a driver who enunciates. Let me tell you that.
Damn. So I do want to say up front, the action scenes, the fighting scenes, I should say, are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
With the exception of one. The fight in the beginning with the dude and the lady.
Awful.
Absolutely atrocious.
It starts off. I think I said earlier. It starts off super weak.
Yeah. And I was like, "Is this how this whole movie's gonna be?" Because holy shit, this is bad.
No, but I mean, they redeem themselves with the bus scene.
Yes.
There is just. What do you think is a better action sequence in the MCU than this bus scene?
Cap on the elevator comes to mind immediately. But
I think this is better than Cap. Cap on the elevator is really good. I think this is better than that, though.
So just to set up, Shang-Chi moves to LA or San Francisco or somewhere in California.
It's America.
Yeah. It's
We're
definitely
all white people to people in China.
Yeah. And he picks up his friend, the obnoxious girl, who my wife got a few laughs out of her.
She was hilarious.
She sucked.
No, she was hilarious, and I don't know why she was in the movie, but she was funny.
Right.
I don't know why. I don't know. A lot of the plot points around her were dumb, but she had the best lines in the movie.
Oh God. The only time I got a laugh was when, at the end, this is skipping way ahead, we'll go back to the bus scene in a second, was when the dude who originally played the Mandarin in Iron Man 3 was laying on the ground pretending to be dead, and that little chubby thing with no head and the wings comes up and it thinks he's dead. He pops his head up, he's like, no, I'm good. You want to join me? And the thing rolls over and plays dead. I got a pretty good laugh out of that.
So you didn't like the humor in the entire movie?
I didn't laugh once until that point.
Really?
So I and
I
I
was
sent
laughing. I
you
was laughing pretty much 2/3 of the movie. I would think. I think.
really,
Yeah.
holy shit.
I
Um,
liked when the Mandarin was like, "Wait, you can see him? I'm not hallucinating." I thought that was funny. Almost
sure.
everything that the obnoxious girl said, I thought was funny.
Wow, man. Um, so the bus scene, they're heading to work, I guess, and this dude with no hand, and he's got like a blade that pops out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's an actual character. He must be because they can't come up with anything original. You know, everything has to be based on something.
They actually just remade Samurai Champloo as that dude.
And there's just this badass like hand to hand classic style, with the exception of dude with switchblade hand sword thing.
He's got like a
Uh,
it's like I thought it was like a laser sword or something.
yeah,
And
and it
it
just pops
slices
out
through
like a
the bus.
switchblade. Yeah. It's just this really fucking awesome like classic style kung fu scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to say this about the main character here. His name is Simu Liu. It's the actor's name. Shang Chi,
Mm-hmm.
essentially. He reminds me a lot of Jackie Chan. And let me say, for one specific, well, there's a couple reasons he reminds me of Jackie Chan.
Are
A,
you doing the eye thing right now?
what's that?
Are you doing the eye thing when you? No, it was a joke, but
The eye thing? I don't get it. Um, so he, I don't watch a lot of kung fu movies. A, that's I don't have a lot of exposure, but the ones that I do are, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, like more of the mainstream ones.
yeah.
But every time I see Jackie Chan fight in his choreography, everything has such force behind it. Even when
Mhm.
he's not connecting, you
Yeah.
can feel like every muscle in his body like putting towards that punch. And I felt that when I was watching this dude fight.
Yeah, and
So,
one thing that a lot of kung fu movies miss that I think you have like, and I never noticed it until like I saw an interview about Jackie Chan talking about it, is in order to get the right impact in a kung fu scene, you have to keep a rhythm.
sure.
A lot of movies, I think they try to do it and then like they just edit shit and break it. No, I think like it's
Sounds about
recorded.
right.
I have a theory that it's recorded correctly by people on the scene, and then some shithead goes and edits it wrong.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what happens in a whole bunch of action sequences. But like the rhythm in Kung Fu, and they keep it. I'm pretty sure I have to rewatch, but I'm pretty sure they keep like the rhythm in the John Wick movies and in like the first Matrix.
Sure.
And that's I'm sure there's more to it than that, but that's what I see when I see like a really good action scene.
Yeah, and these ones were done really well.
The bus scene, in my opinion, is the best action sequence in the MCU that I can think of right now.
Wow. Yeah, the
That's why I
the
was asking
first
you for
one.
like if there's a better one that I wasn't thinking of.
If I could think about it, but immediately the Captain America elevator thing was just popped right in. So, because that was incredible. So was this bus thing. Like, I'm not trying to
Yeah,
take away from it, but the first thing I thought of was the Captain America thing. Um,
I mean it's obviously not as big as like the giant faceless skybeam army thing, but I'm kind of over those.
yeah.
If I see another laser beam or if there's another wormhole with an army in it.
Yeah, you know what's really disappointing about this movie is when they're doing the basic day-to-day stuff,
Mhm.
I'm interested. Like you know, the fight scene on the bus,
Yep.
learning about these people. But everything has to be such a grand scale,
Yeah.
and it doesn't fit this character.
Yeah. I don't the I don't think they needed the magic forest at all.
No.
They could have literally just had a plot where like something else is happening in the real world.
Yeah.
and the guy has to out kung fu his dad with the rings. I think that would have been better than the ghost army from the devil dimension.
Yes. And
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I did like the dragon on Sky Squid fight,
yeah.
but not as much as I would have enjoyed a follow like a big fight scene in the castle instead.
Yeah.
I would have
Oh yeah.
rather him just like I don't know, like grab one ring from his dad and then like beat his ass with that than like than the Dragon Ball Z fight they had.
Yeah.
It was a
Literally
good
use it.
Dragon Ball Z fight, but it wasn't as good as the bus scene. It wasn't as good as the scene in the tower.
No. It wasn't as good as the lightning versus wind fight in the beginning.
Lightning versus wind.
Yeah. The husband and wife fighting each other. So
Oh,
stupid.
yeah, I didn't. That was yeah. All the mystical stuff was just not
Yeah.
as great. I wonder if this is like a movie made more for like the Chinese audience, and all the stuff that I didn't enjoy was like stuff from like their legends. Like maybe we were watching their version of Thor or something.
Sure.
Maybe that was like watching Jesus. Like maybe he was trying to fight Jesus or something. And I have a line here that I enjoyed. I don't remember the context for it. I like your spike face.
Spike face. Is that the abomination in the like when they fight in that like underground tournament thing?
Yeah, that's right. They go into they go to the postcard that they got to the Sisters Underground fight,
Mhm.
and they're walking through the club, and the girl she sees this guy like wearing a spike. I says, I like your spike face. Thanks. Let's see.
She needs a fucking throat lozenge or something. Yeah, that was hard to listen to. She's like, "Hey guys, my name's Katie." Like, oh, it's fucking hard just to hear you say regular words. Did you laugh when she hit the bullseye?
I think I cringed. I was like,
Okay.
oh
All right.
no, she's
Okay.
gonna be she's gonna be like a legit archer after like 3 hours of practice.
Yeah.
Like they just had her give a speech about how she never dedicated herself to anything. And then she just goes and becomes as good as everyone else who has spent 1,000 years training.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
There
it
wasn't
was
even a moment where she like have you ever shot a bow and arrow
yeah.
where you like draw it back and you let the string go but the arrow flops up and doesn't go anywhere? They didn't even have a moment like that. That happens to everybody who picks up a bow and arrow for the first time.
Listen, she worked as hard for her powers as I'm not gonna
Captain Marvel.
okay. Listen, you just don't appreciate the character arc of characters like her and Rey from Star Wars who
Yeah.
show up being the best in the universe at everything.
Yeah.
You just you're just scared of a strong woman who's more skilled than you at everything
Yeah.
all the time at everything, no matter what, no matter how much you practice, she's still better than you because
Yeah.
you're weak.
Doesn't matter how many years they've dedicated to it. I wish she would have picked up the that spear on the rope thing and did it better than the girl who had trained all her life. The girl with the terrible wig.
Yeah. Oh, like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God. There needed to be, even though, this movie was long enough, but there needed to be like some sort of failure for her. She's just always like, I don't know, always winning it.
Yeah, well, this is an
Ugh.
issue, and I thought it was like a female character thing until I watched Wonder Woman, and they had the Nathan Drake guy. I forget his name. He played in Castle and in Firefly. What's his
Nathan
name?
Fillion? He wasn't in Wonder Woman.
No, the guy who flew the plane and exploded in the Wonder Woman.
Oh, that's Chris Pine.
Yeah, Chris Pine. And they did it with him too, where Wonder Woman is, bulletproof and fighting an entire army of Nazis.
Hmm.
And Chris Pine is also there with a shotgun, and for some reason does not get mowed down. He just runs through automatic gunfire.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're a bag of meat with a boomstick. You got to hide behind stuff. What are you doing?
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm also a superhero.
Yeah, he saw her
And
running
that's what
through
they
him.
do. Like, and like, I was like, oh yeah, so it's not female characters. It's just side characters who just don't belong in this part of the story. Like, go hide behind something. And that's what they did with, Katie in this. Like, she's also in the big tower fight scene. But like, for some reason, the ninjas that are giving our hero a run for his money just can't quite smack her because she has a bamboo pole in the between them. Did they send the really bad guy after her? The guy that was trying to get her, his dad is the general. And so they can't like get rid of him, so they have to keep him in the special forces, but my god is he shit. Yeah, go after Katie. We need her for reasons. Yeah, the general. Yep. David. Yeah, he got Katie. We're all very proud of him. He did real good. Exceeds expectations all the way down the line.
Yeah, and I feel like when Wong came through at the end, Doctor Strange's sidekick to pick up Shang-Chi and Katie, such a great hero name. I feel like he really came there for her with her immense, unmeasurable talent. He's like, I guess we'll take Shang-Chi too. Come on. Because he knows she can immediately learn anything.
Did you know she's actually Taskmaster?
Would have been better than the other one.
She's gonna go and go to the scene of the Black Widow fight and get that costume. We're gonna see real Taskmaster in the Shang-Chi sequel.
Dear God.
You didn't know Taskmaster was an Asian woman, did you? Yeah. You thought with the biceps and the gravelly voice it was a guy this whole time.
Even the stunt double was a dude for Taskmaster.
I saw a YouTube video where someone took that scene and paused it, and it's a dude's body with her head basically photoshopped on it.
Yeah.
It's they didn't even bother to resize everything to make her proportional. They literally just slapped her head on there. In the last 2 weeks of production, it was hey, what if Taskmaster was a chick? And the guy's we already did the fine. They literally have biceps.
Yeah, just muscular.
And the guy with biceps and the quads to kick a field goal. Yeah, it's that skinny chick. Definitely, that could definitely be a runway model in a suit.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
What's up, Gangnam Style? That was one of the jokes in this movie. It's really bad. This is what people who have lived in, $4 million mansions think that the real world lives like. They were telling a story about getting bullied in high school. It's guy comes up to me. He's like, "What's up, Gangnam Style?" And then Shang-Chi responds with, "I'm not Korean." That's it. One thing about the bus fight, though, that I do have to pick on is whenever they were showing CGI of it, barreling down the street, was terrible. I have to look at the production cost of this movie because that was, I don't know who was on that, but they need to be shit canned or they need to go back to school or whatever they got to do. 150 mil. Good Lord.
So the movie, after the bus scene, Katie is really upset that her best friend for 12 years has been really good at kung fu, and she never noticed him spending 12 hours a week keeping his skills honed.
Yeah. She never noticed he's jacked,
She never
That t-shirt he wears really makes him look fat, so, He takes his shirt off when they get to that underground fight club, and she's like, "Damn," or whatever she says, and
she's literally never seen him lift his shirt and just saw
yeah.
I never noticed pythons.
Yeah.
Listen, she's not super observant, and she doesn't even notice that she's insanely good at everything she does.
Yeah.
She thinks it's because she's Asian that she like did chopsticks perfectly the first time, but nope.
Yeah, she's the Asian Flash Gordon.
She always wondered why it's so easy to get a high score on every single arcade machine.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, why do these things set up so that every time you play, you get the high score?
Yeah. She's the Asian Melvin Gordon.
The movie makes a big point that the mother is the only one that could beat the father. And I just didn't see that in the action sequence. It looked to me like he was really horny and wasn't given his best shot.
And
I mean, she was doing lots of
dance.
cool kung fu, but I'm pretty sure he could have just like, picked up a tree and hit her with it if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying she's not a good fighter, but I think he was going easy on her.
Yeah, because she was easy.
Because he's like, I'm going to make some kids and then ignore them.
Ugh.
And let's see. Mother dies because everyone forgot that the global war king of 4,000 years old had some enemies.
Yep.
And then they have a bunch of plot points that are honestly a little bit slow. My next note is asking why this ancient village with access to this amazing dragon scale material never made like a gun or a helicopter or a tank.
They have sticks that glow.
The entire ancient Ten Rings army is like 5 Humvees full of dudes. They don't even have like one tank.
Oh, the other cool action scene I want to bring up was when they're fighting after they get chased out of the underground, which is above ground fighting ring. And they're fighting like along the scaffolding.
Is classic kung fu scene?
Yeah. Is that accurate that China actually uses bamboo for their scaffolding?
Okay, so I haven't looked into this, but no. There's no way. I'm going to look it up now just to prove I'm right. But given what I know about bamboo
and scaffolding, yeah. Given what I know about structural integrity, because that building would have come down pretty quickly. I mean, what's the deal? But yeah, it was a really awesome fight scene where there's just a bunch of goons and they're fighting along this like bamboo maze, this vertical bamboo maze, and it's pretty fucking cool.
Okay, so Hong Kong does use bamboo scaffolding, but it doesn't look like that. I'm trying to find an example that looks like they don't have like floors. But I'll put a picture in the Discord. Let's see of what I'm finding for bamboo scaffolding.
Sure, that's pretty wild. Oh. Huh.
I'm not finding like the flooring like they had, but still, like,
yeah, that's pretty wild.
A giant. If bamboo is that strong, why are we using metal at all?
Yeah. Can I ask you, what's the deal with the underground scene there? So Knife Guy already stole pendant from Shang Chi and still wants to go after him instead of going after the sister who has the other pendant?
We have to realize that the father has spent 4,000 years building up a team of 12 people, so he's not real good at making plans. So if you think for a second, you'll remember that his plan for getting because he didn't just want the pendant, he wanted his children back at home. And he does that by sending everyone with explicit orders to assassinate them because, I quote, I knew they couldn't kill you. Like, what if one of them had gotten a gun and shot them? Like, I think make sure you try to kill them in vaguely one-on-one fights.
Yeah, and for someone who was trained, he's quoted as training of all the ways to kill a man. He
doesn't kill anybody.
Yeah, and he was very upset when he had to kill a guy when he was younger, even though he had been trained in all the ways of killing.
He didn't kill anybody though.
He admitted to the girl that he killed the guy that killed his mom.
Oh, I forgot about. For some reason in my head, he didn't kill that guy.
But didn't he kill a bunch of the people he threw off the building? Or
no, they're fine.
Oh, they're fine. Okay.
They have this weird set of plot points, and they were all so very dumb that I thought it was an obvious plot by the father to trick the kids into taking him to the secret village.
Mm-hmm.
Like he goes into the dungeon to meet the fake Mandalorian with the beast from the forest.
Uh-huh.
And they're gonna break out of the prison that they're all in the same cell with and go to the forest. I assume that like we'd have a scene was like, I knew that the beast was in there, but I couldn't detect him because, my evil magic shielded him or something. So I had to get him to lead me there. And so that's why I put you in the dungeon. But no, he was going there anyway, and he literally just left his kids there without planning on them getting out.
Yep.
So again, it's a dumb movie.
Yes.
Just don't think about it too much. It's like Terminator. You think about time travel too much, Terminator falls right the fuck apart.
Yeah.
Let's see. They're about to win the fight and they get caught monologuing. My next note is, look at me, I'm the bracelet king now.
Yes.
He steals his dad's bracelets.
He steals the bracelets and doesn't put them on. He's like waving them around in like a wind battle stance or whatever.
Well, they have this vague idea that the bracelets are bad. I'm not really sure. They don't really like the guy seems like a dick without the bracelets on anyway, right?
Yeah.
But like they made, I don't know. the beast that ate the entire universe came through the portal, and then he leveled up eating like 4 more people.
Yep.
I mean, it seems like he should be like at such a level that like there's no marginal increase for eating 1 village worth of people.
Right.
Like I can see why the dragon will be a big thing to eat, but like I don't see why people matter. It's been there. It's been behind that wall for like 1,000 years just waiting. It's either really hungry and thus at its weakest ever.
Yep.
So the dragon should be able to fight it, right? Or it's so big from eating an entire universe that like a couple people don't matter. It needs to eat this universe to make a difference. I don't know.
Yeah, you'd think the only 2 beings that would matter of him absorbing is the dad, because he lived for 10,000 years, I guess, and absorbed a ton of souls or whatever the fuck, and the dragon. The rest were just inconsequential. Right, because the dad, how did he live that long? It wasn't the bracelets, it was...
Right. No, the bracelets did keep him young. And then he took off the bracelets and aged.
I thought he aged when the thing sucked the soul out of him. That when the dragon was like getting him or whatever. Did the bracelets keep him young? I honestly have no idea.
The bracelets are very vague and dark, but also not dark.
Yeah.
And inconsistent.
And when a good person holds them, they're orange. When a bad person holds them, they're blue. Just so you know. So then you can tell if they're bad or good, the wielder of the rings.
Oh, man.
Sake. Why did his mother, on her deathbed or whatever, make Shang-Chi a biker jacket? Can I ask that? He's like part of the Hell's Angels now or something. It's like a leather jacket. It's really stupid. I mean, it kind of looks like his comic book thing, but it looked really dumb. And I know they're trying to,
But Dan, she put a lot of pockets in there.
Yeah. They had to skin one of those little fat headless pig things to get the leather for the... Fuck's sake. The Dragon Awakening, Shang-Chi Awakening the Good Dragon was fucking awesome. That thing was like a big-ass Leviathan or something.
Yeah.
It was more like snake-ish than dragon. It had a dragon head, but
it was a pretty classic Chinese dragon.
Oh, is that how they usually look?
Yeah.
And the other thing was like a demon.
You never saw the dragon from Dragon Ball Z?
Oh yeah, it's Shenron. Good point. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've seen Dragon Ball Z a billion times. It just the fight scene was okay. Again,
I spent that fight scene being too annoyed that Katie was being made relevant.
Yes.
I was like, why is she here?
Yeah, she saves the dragon by shooting the other dragon with an arrow from 1,000 yards away. Or
The
whatever.
entire village can't make that shot.
Yeah, but the new girl can.
Yeah. Oh my god.
When all the dragon bats were coming at them before the big squid thing awakens,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all firing arrows, they missed like an actual comedic moment. She should have done the drawback arrow thing because all the arrows are hitting the bats or whatever in the air, the little soul-sucking demon things. So nobody knows if her arrow hit or didn't. You know, and she's brand new. They should have had this moment where it went 2 feet or whatever, and she like played it off like she killed one.
Yeah.
But no, she's immediately awesome. Her arrow killed like 7 soul sucking whatever the Christ they are. So I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, in terms of evil demon army, it's not a bad one. Mm-hmm. I just wish it had been in like the second movie instead of this one.
Yeah, if the first movie, we kind of talked about this with Black Widow, but they just rush straight through things.
Well, you know, I mean, they can't make many of these movies. They got to get to this material real quick.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like they're going to make another 75 MCU.
Right.
You know, they got to keep it going, Dan.
Of course.
We got comic books to plow through without regard for timing or coherence. We got to, it's like, it seems like almost every MCU movie is turning into the last season of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's like, just come on, calm down. Calm down. Just give me 2 more kung fu scenes and then like one big ring fight. Maybe have him beat his father and his father retreats so we can like get the rings next movie and then fight the dragon. I mean, come on, there's options here.
This whole movie should have been street level Netflix Marvel style fights and villains. Even you could have even pulled some like one of the low level
street level villains. You mean like for street level you mean like Daredevil or
Luke Cage?
Yeah.
You could even
100%.
pulled the Kingpin, right? Kingpin is a classic Marvel villain. Kingpin could have been an underling for the dad, pulling the strings trying to get the pendants back and that kind of thing. And he could have fought Kingpin at the end and realized that the dad was behind it the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, having it be a minor subplot in this movie that his dad is the real Mackerel King instead of the other guy is like, it's a waste of a giant character that they're just going to undo again, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, everything doesn't have to be Endgame, Marvel. Just make some... That's kind of why, I mean, Ant-Man wasn't...
you know, no one enjoyed Iron Man 1 and 2. You gotta step it up.
You gotta have world-ending possibilities in every single movie.
All of them. It's definitely got to be the end of the world every single time. No one's ever like, you know... I mean, come on.
Yep.
You can just have something... You can just have a good story without deleting 7 universes. I enjoyed this movie, I think, because so much of it wasn't world-ending size.
Yeah.
But it was still well done, as opposed to Black Widow, where they just didn't really do anything very well.
Yeah. And I think we talked about this off recording, but if Shang-Chi was made as like if Marvel didn't pull their characters from Netflix and that little saga was still going on, would have been perfect in the Defenders. But this whole galactic space dragon or whatever, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it wasn't very good. The street level kung fu shit. Again, this guy playing Shang-Chi, fucking awesome. If you're being compared to Jackie Chan in terms of kung fu, that's a fucking compliment if I've ever heard one.
Yeah.
Holy shit. But yeah, I don't know.
But I miss when they would have something happen and then they hint for something big happening.
Yeah.
Remember those times?
Yeah.
Like you can't build. How do you build up from something that ate a dimension is coming to eat this dimension? This thing ate 2 dimensions. Like what?
Yeah. And if anyone watched the Eternals trailer before this movie, Galactus is coming. So literally eats planets. Not figuratively. Literally eats planets. So
yeah, Galactus shouldn't be a one movie thing. Like, yeah, just I mean, come on, MCU, do less, but like a little bit better. Like they have all the materials there to make something great, and they just keep on making something too extra.
Yeah.
That's how you use that.
Absolutely.
That's how you use that meme. It's too extra.
This movie was way too extra.
But looking at like the list
Uh-huh.
of like recent movies, one of the best ones since like Captain America: Civil War, and I think it had better action. I mean, so the good ones have been really good, and the bad ones have been not bad, but like really disappointing.
Right.
None of them were more disappointing than Black Widow, but they were up there. It's your fault though. You had me hyped for Black Widow. I blame you.
Yeah. I was pretty hyped for it too.
I think we wrote a really good movie when we podcasted it, though.
We did. Go back and listen to our Black Widow episode.
Just imagine that movie in your head, and then you'll be happy.
Yeah, enjoy the thumbnail I put for the YouTube video because they kept taking down my fucking thumbnail. All I did was put the Black Widow movie poster. They kept taking it down. It's really weird. And they were taking it down for sexual content because I put that slut Scarlett Johansson on it.
Oh my god. I mean, she's pretty hot though.
Don't even get me started. I think I might move Black Widow above Shang Chi just because Scarlett Johansson's in it. All right. So, do you want to give me your rating before I give the IMDb, or do you want that first?
I'll probably say it's like a 7.5 out of 10.
Sure. Okay. So we have over 60,000 ratings on IMDb, and this is for a flat even 8.0 out of 10. I'll give it I love the action scenes.
Yeah.
I hate a lot of the other stuff.
Yep.
I'll give it a 5.5. It's something I'll never watch again.
That's higher than I would have expected because there's a whole lot of humor in this one, and if you didn't laugh, that sounds like that's a long trek of a movie. If you don't think it's funny.
Oh my god, it felt very long. However,
Dan is wrong. The movie's hilarious.
Yeah, the action scenes were so fucking good in my opinion. And when I say the action scenes, again, it's the street level scenes. The dragon shit at the end was kind of cool, but the bus scene, the scaffolding scene, some of the best shit, as you said, in Marvel movies. And I'll have to go back and like really think about where I'd rank it, but that bus scene is, and it's just solid. There's nothing like, there's not a lot of production in it, especially when you're looking at just inside the bus scene. Like they don't church it up. Nobody with a space laser comes in and tries to, zap them to another dimension. It's just straight fucking awesome kung fu and a guy with like a laser sword and a bunch of goons getting the shit kicked out of them. And I was going to give it a 5, but I realized yesterday I realized in the future I gave Straight Spiral a 5. This was a little bit better than that. That's how time works. In the future, I already gave it a 5. So, based on how these episodes are going up. Oh my god, I read something yesterday. This just showed the Disney Plus thing, offering that on IMDb.
Mm-hmm.
That Disney might be buying WWE. Jesus Christ. Fucking slow your roll, Disney.
I cannot wait to see the People's Elbow destroy Galactus. Just
oh my god.
The Rock jumps off the moon and
holy shit, did you see that Moon movie trailer? I keep asking about the trailers during this movie. There's one trailer where the moon, like Earth's gravity pulls the moon to Earth, but it looks like there's these like alien beings on it that are like invading as well. So I don't know if the Earth is like a Death Star type thing or if aliens just lived on it. I can't remember the name of the fucking movie, but it looked pretty weird. So, and with the movie pass, I'm gonna see it.
Yes. So we're both doing the Regal movie pass, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So what time do you show up? Like if the movie starts at 5, what time do you actually show up?
5.
Oh, really? So what I've been doing is I leave work 10 minutes after the movie time starts, and I still see a trailer and the popcorn commercials. Like one time I watched a movie. The movie started 25 minutes after the start time.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I wish they would say, I know they can't say when the actual movie starts because people will just stop like coming for the previews. But I wish like in the time it would say when the movie's gonna get out. Like when are the credits gonna roll? Can you just give us that, Regal, for fuck's sake?
Well, the problem is people like me would then look up how long the movie is.
Yeah.
And then I know what time it actually starts.
Halle Berry is in this movie. It's called Moonfall. She's
Moonfall.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen the trailer for that, or if I didn't watch it. I've only seen the trailers twice because traffic was good, so I got there in time.
Sure. Put in the Discord if we can check it out later, but it looks pretty freaking cool. And you're a big sci-fi guy, so you can tell me what you think. But do you have anything else on Shang-Chi, Gleipnir, Doki Doki Literature Club, or any of the Sony releases, Sony announcements?
No, I don't think so. I think we've gone over them pretty well.
Yeah. So,
with our 45-minute review of a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds very us. So, all right, we'll catch you guys next time with our Spiral doubleheader.